Imagine total darkness. The air is a humid cocktail of wet sand, raw sewage, and the musk of 100 terrified animals. Above you, the world is shaking. 50,000 people are screaming for blood, their feet vibrating through the stone foundation. Suddenly, wooden gears grind. A sliver of blinding sunlight cuts the gloom as a trapdoor swings open. You aren't looking at a building. You are inside the throat of the ancient world's largest predator. Most think they know the Colosseum from postcards, but the real story is the high-tech industrial machine humming beneath the surface. We are going deep into the Hypogeum, the subterranean brain of the arena, to see how Rome mastered the physics of fear. The Colosseum sits on a site of historical irony, a lake once owned by the tyrant Nero. The Flavian dynasty drained it to build a mountain of concrete and stone. Standing 50 meters tall, rivaling the Statue of Liberty, it was held together by a skeleton of arches. It was a three-layer cake of history: rugged Doric on the bottom, elegant Ionic in the middle, and ornate Corinthian at the top. To a Roman, this wasn't just a stadium. It was an assembly of the heavens, with white marble gods watching from every arch. A building this big is a logistical nightmare. The Romans solved this with vomitoria, passageways that could spew 50,000 people into the streets in minutes. Using numbered pottery shards as tickets, citizens followed strictly segregated corridors. The closer you sat to the sand, the higher your status. Senators breathed the sweat of the gladiators. The poor watched from wooden nosebleed seats. It was a perfect microcosm of Rome. Even the emperor was reachable here. The Colosseum was the city's only pressure valve, where a commoner could look the most powerful man on earth in the eye and scream a demand. Before the basement was permanent, the arena could disappear. Historians once doubted the naumachia, naval battles held inside the stone walls, but the plumbing proves it. By tapping city aqueducts, Romans flooded the floor with millions of gallons in hours. They brought in warships, crewed by prisoners, to reenact bloody sea battles until the water turned red. When the carnage ended, they pulled massive plugs connected to the sewers. By dawn, the water was gone, the floor was reset, and the sand was dry for the gladiators. It was the ultimate flex. Rome commanding the very elements of nature for an afternoon's entertainment. Eventually, Rome built a permanent two-story labyrinth beneath the sand. This was a synchronized dance of death. Hidden tunnels linked gladiator barracks directly to the floor, allowing fighters to emerge like ghosts. The real stars were the 28 massive lifts. Each required 8 men turning wooden drums to hoist cages of hungry lions. The precision was terrifying. Dozens of predators could be timed to hit the surface at the exact same second. To the crowd, it was magic. To the men sweating in the dark below, it was an industrial assembly line of slaughter. Summer in Rome is a physical weight. To keep 50,000 people from baking, the Romans built the Valerium, a retractable roof made of massive canvas sails. It was operated by the Roman Navy, sailors stationed in the city to sail the stadium. Using 240 masts and a web of winches, they deployed fabric to block the sun while letting heat escape through the center. When the wind caught the awning, the entire stone building would moan like a ship at sea. Why this effort? The Colosseum proved Rome had conquered nature, enemies, and time. Today, it is a shell. Its marble stripped to build Renaissance palaces. But the spirit remains. We still crave the spectacle. We still build massive stadiums to feel part of a single heartbeat. The Colosseum wasn't just an arena. It was a machine designed to make the Roman people feel immortal. Looking at these ruins, 2,000 years later, It's hard to argue they failed.